Yo, what is up guys? It's your boy Bernie here, giving you yet another video here on the channel, giving you the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And today guys, we're here to talk about a very scandalous situation going on, especially with young NBA rookie sensation Zion Williamson. We know that Zion Williamson was a very special player in upcoming draft. This last year's draft, he was touted as the #1 overall pick, and everyone was clamoring for him. And even this has to go back even to the college days, where these college teams were trying to recruit Zion Williamson to join their team. We know that Duke ended up getting Zion Williamson, and that's where the story begins today, as now Gina Ford and Prime Sports Marketing sued earlier in the earlier months. We're suing Zion Williamson $100 million. Along with suing the CAA, which is a creative arts agency, which is another sports agency, and 2 of its employees, basically saying that he breached his 5-year contract with them. We know that in this competitive world, when it comes to signing NBA players and getting them, getting the money that's associated with these players, we know what these agencies are trying to do. They're trying to muster up a lot of money. They're trying to muster up getting just a sliver of what these NBA superstar athletes are going to make. And Zion Williamson is no exception to that. We've seen it happen before with many other players. And the sad part about it is the fact that these agencies, I feel like, don't really care about the players. They just really care about the money. But that's just not here what we're here to talk about. The primary thing that we're here to talk about is, of course, the fact that now Zion Williamson, under Florida 11th Circuit Court Judge David Miller, ruled that Zion Williamson must answer questions under oath regarding improper benefits he allegedly received during his 1 season at Duke. We know that Zion Williamson has requested to stay silent and stay discovery, but the request was denied by the judge. Now, this is going to be a really huge situation if we somehow find out that Zion Williamson is going to, as you know, kind of what the street says, snitch. Like, if he's going to snitch on Duke, if he's going to snitch on the whole operation. If you guys haven't seen The Scheme on HBO, which is dealing with the NCAA scandal that a lot of NBA assistant coaches and even that one agent got arrested for, it kind of goes to show you the situation at hand when it comes to these players, right? We know that it's been kind of alleged and kind of rumored and kind of in the hearsay that we know that these players have been taking benefits from these teams. And why would they not? They're obviously offering them a lot of money. They're offering them an opportunity to better their families, to better everyone around them. Why would they not take that opportunity? And I feel like these companies and many of these agents take advantage of that situation. I mean, we even saw with DeAndre Ayton, even him taking improper benefits. Obviously, he didn't have to prove it, or there was no situation with him, but there's still the ongoing investigation, like I said, with Zion Williamson. And it's obviously been it's out there, but hasn't really been talked about. And I'm wondering that if maybe this is the situation that brings all this out. And it's kind of a situation where I think the NCAA has to step in and allow these kids to make the money. Obviously, there's a motion in place for players that will be able to make money, which is awesome. But I think these kids are realizing that there's other revenues that they can go towards in order to get the money that they deserve. They obviously can go the route of the G League. They can go the route of the European League. I mean, we saw success with LaMelo Ball being a potential top 2 pick. In that sense, I mean, we'll see how he does in the combine, or if he does even the combine. But nevertheless, we've seen players take advantage of this opportunity, that there's numerous avenues that they can go towards. We know that the NCAA college route was one that was successful and was only going to be a bubble for about a small amount of time, because when you really think about it, how much money is too much money that's going to be hidden under the table? We're talking about millions of dollars. We're not talking about thousands. We're not talking about hundreds. We're talking about millions of dollars. And I think it's hard to hide that money, because we've seen players roll in with nicer cars. We've seen players roll in with sneakers that are worth over $1,000 or worth over $500. We've seen everybody that is anybody around them have this influence and power, and all these material wealth that we know costs a lot of money. It raises questions. And I think that instead of hiding it and making it unethical that these kids are not getting paid, we should make it ethical for them to get paid. And obviously the NCAA is working on that, but like I talked about, there's different revenues and different avenues that these kids can go towards, and I'm glad that those avenues are available for them. Like I said, the biggest question is going to be, what is the NCAA going to do about it? Because if Duke who is perceived as this wholly clean school that has never committed a sanction, or hasn't been caught at least, I mean, this is going to basically implement them in the case of, yeah, you guys are bidding, and we know that they are. I mean, it's obvious, but not in terms of legally they haven't been caught. But I think that we're now going to be seeing a situation where these once wholly sanctioned schools like North Carolina, like Duke, are going to be just like the rest of these schools like USC who haven't been successful in doing that. We're going to know that these guys have been cheating. Like, these guys have been cheating for a long time. They've been cheating the system. They've been paying players. And like I said, I am all for paying players, but if they're going to be under the rule, I think Duke, North Carolina, and all these schools have to take full responsibility for it. Because we know that these coaches, these assistant coaches, are honestly taking money away from these players, are taking money to get these players to come. And we know that they're offering their families all these expenses. We know that these Nike and Adidas, they also have to be responsible and implemented in this as well. Because I don't think it's fair for the families that who don't, I mean, when you think about it, you're giving them hundreds of millions of dollars to join, not even hundreds, you know, even if it's a couple millions, it's still enough money to where these families are going to be like, yeah, we're going to take advantage of this opportunity and we're going to actually go and use that money to help ourselves and to better our family. Like, why would they not want to do that? And I think the question and the bigger issue at hand is going to be for Zion Williamson is, does he expose all this? Is he going to be, I would say, not even the maybe he might be a martyr in this situation. In the terms of Zion Williamson is going to be the first one to be kind of exposed, if you will, for shedding light on what's going on. Obviously, DeAndre Ayton was probably going to be the biggest one, but if we really think about how much money these players are receiving that we don't even know about, at what point does it become enough? Because if they were to keep, there's no way that this cycle keep going, because the money's just going to keep going up and up to a point where it's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars that Nike or Adidas is investing in these schools to these players so that eventually they could potentially sign with them in the future. Like, we know that that's going to happen. Now, like I said, the biggest question is going to be for me, how does Zion Williamson respond for this? How do future NBA players that play in college respond? Because we know that Zion Williamson's agent is responding with, they believe that these companies, or at least this one that's suing them, Ford and Prime Sports Marketing, they're arguing, or at least the attorney for Zion Williamson is arguing that they don't really have, the contract wasn't in North Carolina where Duke is located. So they're having some sort of, like little precedent in that. But I mean, the motion's been denied. Obviously, Zion Williamson is now going to have to speak in court. And the biggest question for me, like I said, and it's the question that I keep repeating because I think it's important to talk about, is Zion Williamson going to snitch on the NCAA, not only as an organization, but as these schools are paying these players? We know that the top athletes are getting paid, whether it's football, whether it's basketball. These athletes and these sports agencies that make so much revenue for these schools, it's hard not to not want to pay them, right? Because they deserve the money that they're making. They're the ones that are obviously generating the revenue for these fans and everybody that buys the merchandise for Duke, for whoever. They're the ones that are bringing in the money, and that's what we're going to have to find out as we continue to cover this story here on The Charge. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that Zion Williamson is going to be in trouble? Is he going to snitch? Because like I talked about, Zion Williamson holds the key to this whole organization, and it's going to be curious to see if Duke or any of these other schools that are going to be indicted, or and maybe not indicted is the right word, but implemented in this kind of collusion to pay these players to get them to come to their schools. Are they going to accept full responsibility, and will they be banned, or will they be, punished by the NCAA for doing this? Because like I said, we know that a lot of schools are doing this. It's not just the Dukes, it's not just the Carolinas. We've even seen teams that don't even have good success in USC doing it. So I think it's going to be the same situation for all these teams that are doing it. They're going to receive either maybe 1 or 2 year bans from the NCAA tournament for what they've done, and they're going to lose probably a couple of good recruits. But nevertheless, it's still a situation where I think that these players are they're gonna realize, like, look, we don't have to go to college to make this money. We can go other revenues. We can go to the G League. We can go to European basketball. We can go to somewhere in Asia playing basketball. Like, that's going to be the future of the NBA, and that's something exciting to see, guys. Like, I know that a lot of us enjoy the college route, we enjoy the March Madness, but I think the March Madness, even without those players, is still going to be the same, because it's still a single elimination tournament where 64 teams have a chance to battle one another to win one single championship. Like, the NCAA March Madness isn't going to be hurting. What I think is going to hurt is the fact that there's not going to be those national primetime games where everyone's watching. Like, and we know that that's not the case because those schools are not getting the recognition during the regular season, and that's even hurting them now to this day. But like I talked about, guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do we think about the NCAA, and not even them, but Zion Williamson getting sued and having to, under oath, talk about whether or not he received improper benefits or whether his family took some money that they shouldn't have, like in terms of NCAA standards. If I was them, I would have taken the money. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But like I said, it's now up to Zion Williamson if he's going to be telling the truth under oath. Did he receive improper benefits? Did his family take any of the money? Did Nike or Adidas help pay for him? This is going to be a huge scandal that's going to break if Zion Williamson has to rule in court in these next couple of months. We're going to find out here on The Charge. But like I said, guys, if you want the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button for The Charge. We're going to, like I said, we are trying to give you guys the greatest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. We're going to come up with more basketball opinions, and we're going to have a Knicks video talking about how they, for the last 20 years, have been a failure. But anyway, guys, that's for a different video, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.